Hi, my name is Dr. Cumby, and I am your course instructor for the lab portion of Introduction to Human Biology, which is Bio 118. These courses, Bio 117 and 118, they are paired, but they are separate grade-wise. So you would get a separate grade for the lab and a separate grade for the lecture, which means that you could take both or one of each. So this is the syllabus, and I want to just review through it here. Your main point of contact for the lab is actually going to be my TA, Ryan Kilduff, and this is his email here. And I'm assuming he will be putting in office hours for when you are able to meet with him throughout your time in this course. So let's go through the course description. This is the lab portion of Introduction to Human Biology. It is still focusing on main parts of the human body with specific sections on diet and nutrition, exercise, infectious disease, and cancer. And a lot of what labs look like for human biology or anatomy and physiology courses is really looking at the anatomy, body parts, and memorization of those. So we still have these main units looking at basic anatomy and physiology, skeletal and muscular systems. This means learning bones and muscles, digestive system and nutrition, learning digestive organs, and then cardiovascular and lymphatic systems. This is learning different types of blood cells and different types of lymphatic structures in the body. Your textbook in this course is the same one for Bio 117. This is Hull's Essentials of Anatomy and Physiology. And again, you have access day one to this. This is paid for as part of your course tuition. So do not buy any additional materials. Once you access McGraw-Hill Connect, you'll have access to this virtual textbook for free. Here's kind of a little short blurb on how to access Connect. And again, in the announcement that I'm posting, I'll also have access instructions for Connect. When you use McGraw-Hill Connect, sometimes there are glitches in the system or issues that you might run into just based on your own individual technology you're using, internet issues, stuff of that flavor. They do have a great support network. You can do this virtually on their website with their chat function, or you can call them. They have a lot of hours available and open so that you can get help with their customer support if there is any issues while you do this. This course is online. It's completely asynchronous, so there's no mandatory in-person meetings. You will have lectures posted as pre-recorded videos, which will show you different lab structures, things that you need to know in this course. And then you'll also have in those announcements that we give due dates for assignments and exams, just little reminders for you. And again, you're expected to manage your own time in this course since it is online and asynchronous. And if you're not familiar with the online format for courses, here are a few links that can kind of help you with this, including a link for ITS, which can help you with other connection issues if McGraw-Hill Connect support cannot. So one additional thing I wanted to note that we are going to be taking lab exams in this course, and we are using a proctoring software called Smarter Proctoring. ODU pays for this, so you just need to access it in your Canvas shell, and you will need a computer or a laptop to do this in the course. A lot of your lab assignments might be doable on a tablet or iPad or even your phone in some cases, but the exams themselves using Smarter Proctoring can only be done on a computer or a laptop, which you need for this course. Um, and specifically, you'd be going into Google Chrome and getting their Smarter Proctoring extension. There'll be instructions for this and an announcement coming out, but this is how you're going to be taking your exams using Smarter Proctoring. And for Smarter Proctoring, this is just an online automated kind of video service. It'll take not only video of your testing space, but as well as your screen during the exam. So make sure you're in an area where you have some privacy. And then if you do not want to do that online automated proctoring, then there are ODU institutional testing centers that you can physically go to take the exam if you prefer that instead. As far as weekly announcements, you'll receive an announcement with a video going over lab content. And this may not need to be weekly because your lab content is due over maybe 1 or 2 weeks' time. So you'll receive a video about the current lab and the structures being reviewed, and then you'll get reminders for upcoming assignments and exams. So make sure you are checking your announcements in your Canvas shell or have it hooked up so that when an announcement is posted, it goes to your email. As far as the lectures for this go, these are going to be pre-recorded lectures. They're going to be YouTube links, very easy to access, and they will be going over PowerPoint files, which are going to be made available to you so you can review it yourself as well. And I would suggest, honestly, pulling up the PowerPoint and then pulling up the video and taking notes on the PowerPoint as you watch the video so that you can start studying for your lab exams. So let's go to evaluation. So evaluation is just how you receive grades for this course. So you have a series of virtual lab assignments that we have a schedule for at the bottom with specific due dates. So at the bottom of this syllabus, I'll show you the schedule. And again, you do these lab assignments throughout the 1 to 2 weeks that they are due. And each assignment should relate to the lab's content that you're studying for the lab exams. Your other grade in this course is the lab exams, okay? You will be given study guides for these. These are lab lists. They tell you all the structures that you would need to know for the lab exam. And again, they're not assignments, they're study guides. So they tell you exactly what you need to know for the exam. For your lab exams, okay, they're just going to test you on your knowledge of these structures, right, based on the lab list. And I do need to make a note, these are not open note, open book, or open other resources like your phone, things like that. You take the exam by yourself with no additional resources around you. You're expected to complete the exam in one sitting because you'll be recorded through smarter proctoring, right? And again, these are going to be timed. You will be given enough time to take these exams, I promise. If that is an issue, please contact me and let me know, okay? And as expected, you're expected to follow the ODU Student Code of Conduct for academic dishonesty or violations during the exams. Since we have some issues with this in this course, I will need to talk about academic dishonesty. All students in this course are expected to adhere to ODU Student Code of Conduct. This means that I don't want you to use outside help on your exams. No handwritten notes, no printed content, no cell phone, no additional computer screens off to the side, no smartwatches or other devices are going to be permitted while you take your exams. This is me evaluating your knowledge that you've studied, right? And I can't do that if you're using other resources in order to use that. Um, Again, if you're caught engaging in this behavior, right, any violation of the Student Code of Conduct, I will have to report it to the Office of Student Conduct and Academic Integrity, which would not look great on your record, as well as you would be given a 0 for that exam, which would not bode super well also for your final lab grade. So please, if you are having trouble in this course, please don't resort to cheating. Please contact me. We can go over things. We can get them done. This is a 100-level course, okay? I'm not trying to make it something that's unattainable. So here's how your grades break down, and I just show you how many points are worth for each assignment. Your virtual lab assignments, there's 15 total throughout the semester, worth 150 points. We just want you to complete these. These are for completion. These are easy points. And then you'll have 5 lab exams throughout the semester, each 50 points apiece, totaling to 250. So your grade for lab is a little more test heavy than it is 50-50 assignments and tests. For this course, I don't do plus or minuses for a grading scale. You just receive a whole letter grade, which means that if you just reach within this range, right, then you'll receive that letter grade. A 90 is the same A as a 100 in this course. Anything in the 80s range is a B, anything in the 70s is a C, anything in the 60s is a D, and anything below that is an F. Please do not get into the F category. It will not be helpful for this being an elective course to add to your curriculum and academic transcript. As far as a few things for final grades, I don't do extra credit, okay? I don't curve, so please don't ask me to do those things. I just need you to do the work, and if you are struggling ahead of time, please let me know so that we can get you help so that you can be successful in this course. As far as missing work goes, I don't accept late work unless you have extenuating circumstances, right? This is a family emergency, a death in the family, something happened to you, right? Please send us emails and let us know what's going on in your life, right? And see if we can help you with those things, okay? But don't forget to do your assignments, right? Those are easy grades for you. As far as conflict resolutions go, so the first person, if you have a conflict in this course, should be me. That's who you should go to. But if you can't come up with a resolution with me, the conflict is with me in this course, then your next person that you would talk to is the chairperson of the biology department. This is the department chair, Dr. Holly Gaff. I have given her physical office location in MGB, which is the Mills Godwin building on campus, but I've also provided you her email in case you needed that. ODU does follow the Americans with Disabilities Act, so we have educational accessibility in this course. If you need educational resources or help, please make sure you're in contact with the Office of Educational Accessibility. This is OEA. They can send out a letter on your behalf, which can help you get extra time or special accommodations that you might need for assignments and exams in this course. I've given all their information here if you do need it. For AI in this course, I think it would be pretty hard to use it anyways. You're not going to be allowed to use extra resources during your exam, so AI is not really going to be part of that. I do know that some people use Grammarly in this course. I don't think Grammarly exactly gives people answers to anything. It's more to help you with spelling and those types of things, and I'm completely fine with that. Most of your test questions are going to be like multiple choice anyways, though, so Grammarly wouldn't really be an issue if it pops up on your exam. But as far as like for assignments go, most of your assignments are McGraw-Hill Connect. You can't use AI in those anyways, so I just don't want you using AI in this course, but for the lab portion, I don't think that's an issue. Before we get to the schedule for the lab, I do have additional resources here. If you at some point think you might need a tutor for this course to help you, I have given links for the Academic Success Center as well as the Science Tutoring Center. But also what might be super more helpful would be the link in our Canvas shell. I have a link for tutor.com. You click on that and it allows you to do online tutoring sessions for free. ODU pays for this, right, to help you in this course. I also have links here for ODU's library. They have quiet study rooms. They even loan out laptops, which could be particularly useful for some of us if something happens to our laptop throughout the semester, or if we might need one to meet the course accommodations. I have links here for ODU's Student Outreach and Support Program, SOS. This is someone that you would this is a program that you would reach out to if there is a major emergency that's going to cause absences and a lot of late work or potentially withdrawal from the class. They can be super helpful, especially communicating with your professors in any course so that we can give you the resources you need and the extensions you might need. I also have links for ODU's counseling services, their Women and Gender Equality Center, as well as their Military Connection Center in case you need additional resources or support. Lastly, this is our pacing guide. So this is just the schedule for this. So you can see this is kind of a monthly turn in for the lab stuff. So a little bit different if you're taking 117 as well. So you'll see here that we have units. There's 5 of them. And then we have due dates here for your stuff. So in here, you'll have 3 assignments per unit. This is all in McGraw-Hill Connect. And then you have a exam. And again, your lab exams are going to have lab lists, structure lists that go with them. That'll be your study guides for those exams. And everything is going to be open from day 1 and then due and these specific dates. For the lab exams themselves, they'll probably just be a small window when they're open, so 2 to 3 days, and that'll be listed in Canvas, which you'll take the lab exams in Canvas as well to show you the range of dates that it's open so that you can take it. And it won't just be one day open. Sometimes things get too much, so we have a range of dates where this exam is open so that you can pick a date and take it when works best for you. And this is the basic schedule. And that's basically it. If you do have any questions, please feel free to contact me. My email should be on your Canvas shell. And then you have your TA who is mostly working in this course grading and helping with things. And so this is his email here in case you need to contact him with any comments or concerns. And thanks.